Well, at least some of it was good. I'm John Rentham with my review of AEW Dark, and I said it before, I'll say it again, Dark should not go over 2 hours. Just split it between Tuesday and Thursday, Tuesday and Friday, I don't fucking care. And a secondary show for AEW, whether on TBS or TNT, can't come soon enough. I'm glad they're featuring a lot of talents, but there is such a thing as oversaturation. This goes for any wrestling company. That being said, there were some good things on here. Excalibur and Taz mentioning Brody Lee, the passing of Brody Lee. My thoughts and heart go out to his family, his wife and children. Just absolutely heartbreaking that he was taken from them all too soon, and especially his colleagues, everybody that knew him. His legacy will live on, not just as a great wrestler, a great big man, but a tremendous family man, and an all-around good guy. So rest in peace, Brody Lee. And 16 matches on the show, and there were some good matches. We start off with Nick Comoroto versus Jungle Boy. Apparently the new theme for Jungle Boy was what he had on the Indies, which I wasn't familiar with because I didn't really get to see much of his work on the Indies. It was a good David versus Goliath match. Nick has some good size and some good strength. And Jungle Boy kept working on the arm and eventually got a STF variation for the victory. That was some good stuff. That is exactly what they need to be doing with Jungle Boy. Give him some quality wins, bring him along. They could have him as TNT champion at some point. He could be the guy to beat Ricky Starks when Ricky Starks beats Darby. Because I believe that's where they're going with it. And honestly, Jungle Boy would be the perfect guy to beat Ricky. That's down the road, probably sometime in the summer or late fall, since they like to do long title reigns, usually, and that's a very good way of doing it, very good New Japan way of doing it for the most part. But this is good stuff. And then we have Alex Gracia, the Pink Dream, versus the Native Beast Nyla Rose with Vicky Guerrero, who needs to fucking go. Vicky needs to go. She doesn't add anything to Nyla Rose's character. It was a squash. Total fucking squash. Beast Bomb, 1, 2, 3. And then Vicky steps on Alex's head, hopefully in a safe way, though knowing how Vicky views people, she probably wouldn't mind keeping a minority under her feet. And then we get a table out, and Alex gets wood all over her back. Yay, Nyla Rose beating up a jobber right after that. I mean, Alex Gracia actually is more than a jobber, but just as far as how she's been featured on Dark, this is a good victory for Nyla Rose, and I'd like to see Alex get some more opportunities. We then get Ariel Levi versus Scorpio Sky. I believe Levi was part of a tag team match last week. Some good strikes. He actually got a few good moves in, but Scorpio Sky seemed extra motivated and hit the TKO 1, 2, 3. Please feature Scorpio Sky more in 2021. I would like to see him get more championship shots. Just get more TV time. Scorpio Sky's really fucking good. He's been very underutilized on AEW programming lately. Like, blow off this thing with him and Shawn Spears. Move him up the card. Just have him have some goddamn quality feuds. Scorpio Sky can be a great singles performer for them. He really fucking can. We then get Marco Stunt coming out to cut a promo about -1 Brody Lee Jr. And Brody Lee Jr. comes out. He is 8 years old and he is maybe 2 inches shorter than Marco Stunt. I'm choosing my words carefully here because I'm not even going to knock either of these guys. Honestly, Brody Lee Jr., he seems to get it as far as being a performer, the son of a wrestler, and hopefully is brought along, featured properly and everything. I don't mind this. I didn't necessarily care for Marco being featured on Dark, but whatever. It was a comedy thing. Please don't have an actual match, though. Don't have a match. I don't care if Brody Lee Jr. is, tough. I mean, and he's got to be tough to go out there and do what he's doing, in memory of his father. But I mean, it's a terrible thing for any son to have to lose their father, especially at such a young age. But please don't have a match. Don't. That is not going to be a good goddamn idea at all. And Brody Lee Jr. got to cut another promo a little bit later. Now, he cut a better promo than about half the guys in AEW, I will say that. So it was what it was. Aaron Solo versus Phoenix with Pentagon Jr. is all right. Some good counters and strikes. Aaron actually got to show off a lot more of his skills here. And then Fire Thunder Driver, 1, 2, 3, Phoenix getting the victory. I'm also worried Phoenix is not going to be walking by the time he's 35 if he doesn't stop doing way too much careless flippy shit. Which he's good at, but he's going to wipe himself out one too many times. I'm just worried he's not going to get back up as well as he used to. Just seriously, slow down a little bit, Phoenix. We want you to have a long career and a long life in general. So we get Louis Valley versus Brandon Cutler. Apparently, Louis Valley knew Brody very well, and I'm sure his untimely passing, shocking passing, has hit him hard. And my thoughts are with him and, again, everybody else who was affected by the passing of Brody Lee. Brandon Cutler hit his finisher soon after and got the victory. Louis got in some shots, but I didn't really care about the match overall. And then Brandon did, however, do a nice tribute to Brody Lee, talking about how hell of a father he was, and that was really nice. There was a lot of great Brody tributing all over this show, and that was very, very classy. Very classy by the roster, I will say that. And I want to say really quickly before I get into the rest of the review, because I'm going to have a few criticisms after this as far as matches. Let's stop making Brody Lee's death a WWE versus AEW thing. We need to stop fucking doing that. It's one thing if you want to do as far as like them using a particular storyline or a particular wrestler in a storyline and then, WWE or AEW doing the same thing, whatever it is. I get that. This goes well above a, pissing contest between two companies that are, different entities, present a different style of wrestling, for good or bad or indifferent. This is well above it. A man lost his life. A mother, there's a wife that lost her husband, and she has to raise two children who lost their father. This is well above anything that has to do with wrestling. Let's not make it a fucking pissing contest. That's all I gotta say about that. Let's be better. And this is coming from me, who gets needlessly angry about a lot of things in wrestling. Let's be fucking better, at least with this one thing. Because Brody Lee apparently was an all-around really good goddamn guy, so maybe let's try learn a little bit from him. And I use myself as a prime example of that. I need to learn to be better as well. Let's not make it a pissing contest, bottom line. Anyway, Peter Avalon talks about his opponent. I don't get this pretty Peter Avalon thing. He took on Angel Fashion, who has a good look. Martinis, 1, 2, 3. That's really all I gotta say about Peter Avalon's matches. It's not that he's bad. I just don't care about this character. We then get Kylan King, who I love, and Tesha Price. I almost said versus Tesha Price. Easy for me to say. But then they took on Ivelisse and Diamante. I want to say right now that Ivelisse, for being in the ring as long as she has, is just not very good. And Diamante is okay, but she's not better. Or at least that much better. Tesha is fine. Kylan, I think, has really improved and is going to have a pretty big 2021. She taps out Kylan King. It was what it was. We then get the Gun Club, Austin, Billy, and Colton versus Mike Verna and Bear Country. Bear Country are back. They are really big lads, and they can move really goddamn well. Despite the goofiness of the appearance of, the mask and the gimmick, they can really move well, and they could be a great addition to AEW in the near future. I mean, maybe in the spring or something like that, featuring more on Dark. But this could be a really good team for them to feature. Quick Draw pins Verna. It was fine. I really have no desire to see Billy Gunn in the ring anymore. I mean, he can still perform well. He's almost 60. And these are easy matches for him to have. It's not that he isn't a great athlete, but I think they kind of need to move on from that pretty soon. I know he's a part-time trainer as well. But it is what it is. Phyprus versus Shanna, who demanded the borders be closed before the match started. No, I'm not going to forgive Shanna or Shayna, whatever, you want to call her. I'm not going to forgive her for that. Because she's a fucking goddamn idiot for tweeting that and believing in that. You need to treat people, regardless of their religion, however, as human beings. That's what it comes down to. If they're terrible people, regardless of their religious beliefs, then okay. You can say whatever the fuck you want. Don't lump everybody into one goddamn thing. Seriously. Muslim people are actually people, Shanna, whether you fucking think it or not. You goddamn far-right French twat. Anyway, Vipers has a great look, a really great look, and quick fisting action right away, as I love seeing in women's matches, and a few good submissions, and some double underhook buster thing, and Shanna got the victory. And then the borders got to be open because everybody got driven away. No, I'm not going to let that go. Matt Seidel versus Baron Black. Baron Black has really improved, for what it's worth from me, has done pretty goddamn well, especially getting out tag matches and being in some singles matches to show what he can do. Seidel is very good as well, and hits that lightning spiral, 1, 2, 3. We then get Ashley Vox versus Thunder Rosa. Apparently Ashley Vox and Layla Hirsch are together, and you know what? That's great, seriously. In this crazy world, people need to find who they love and just love whoever loves them back. That's really what it comes down to, so great for them. Hopefully Layla Hirsch gets signed. And Ashley Vox, who I believe faced Thunder Rosa on NWA Power, I think I'm trying to kind of go back in the memory banks there. I love me some Thunder Rosa. I do. She's fucking fantastic. I love watching her wrestle. Ashley Vox can work as well. And even though Ashley did get in some good shots, Thunder Driver, 1, 2, 3. Thunder Rosa gained the victory. Her versus Britt Baker is going to be a hell of a goddamn match. I think that Thunder Rosa is going to be signed by AEW pretty soon. I think so. I just want her to go where she will be appreciated because she is a hell of a goddamn talent. Lee Johnson and Sean Dean versus the Acclaimed. I love the Acclaimed, but they need to tighten up the rapping, intro there because they can rap. I mean, Caster can rap, but it seems like sometimes if he gets lost, it's like, oh, this gets really awkward. That's a problem with doing freestyle. Dean does hit an impressive dive. There was some good action here. We get a suplex, crossbody combo, and Bones hits some kind of weird side slam and gets a victory. So, okay, not bad. I do like the Acclaimed. Hopefully they get featured big in 2021. Sean Dean is also very good, and Lee Johnson is also very good as well. Fuego del Sol versus Danny Limelight. I love Danny Limelight. Fuego del Sol was also there. Actually, he's all right. Top rope Spanish fly for 3. That was very impressive. Danny Limelight is also going to have a great 2021. Frankie Kazarian with Daniels versus Angelico with Jack Evans versus Griff Garrison with Brian Pillman Jr. versus Darius Martin with Dante Martin. I think it's Darius and Dante, Top Flight. It's Darius and Dante, right? Please sound off in the comments because sometimes names get jumbled in. 4-way match. This was not good. And that's sad, given the talent. But they kept focusing on the fact that, there's people outside and there was a brawl and that kind of stuff. It was messy. And I mean, I'm not even knocking the talent in the ring. This just was badly put together. Reverse DDT, 1, 2, 3, Kazarian pins Griff. There we go. One hardly needs to go on. Nakazawa versus Sammy Guevara. No, I don't want Nakazawa on my goddamn television screen or any kind of goddamn device when I watch AEW Dark. Sammy wins. Thank fucking God. Should have whined about 30 damn seconds. Nakazawa should not be in the ring. He just shouldn't. It's a fucking stupid gimmick. Sammy promo, he talks about New Year, New Me. Now, I don't need to change in the calendar to be good, to, work hard. And that he will be champion in AEW. And I like Sammy Guevara as a performer. He's really goddamn good. Alan 5 Angels versus Serpentico with Luther. Luther screams a lot and 5-1. I don't mind Serpentico, but just Luther just is fucking goddamn rotten. He gets a wing snapper after hitting a dive on Luther and then doing a wing snapper to Serpentico. So there we go. Brody Lee Jr. then says, the Dark Order will always beat you. And, oh yeah, Luther has a balloon on his head. Did he say a balloon? He did say a balloon on his face. Because he's 8 years old. And, kids like balloons. And there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, show was fine. Had its moments. Had its moments I hated. Anyway, agree, disagree, what I said. Like, share, subscribe. Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rethlin. I'll see you soon.